Alright, guys, take two. We have tits, weed, and cats in the form of StonerCatgirls. StonerCatgirl, sorry. We have DeFi Lo-Fi, who everybody knows, who currently.
Yeah.
Alright, no, yeah, the lights turned on. For a minute there, you was just all black. You was like from one of those
let me go and throw some like
Netflix documentary where it's like, oh, you know, you look like someone that was about to grasp something. But yeah, no, you're good. So we've got DeFi Lo-Fi, who everybody knows, Queen of Degens, Jessie, which I'm sure most people know, and Crypto. I don't know. I think this may be the first time we've met, maybe.
Hey man, nice to meet you, Dan. Awesome, thanks for having us.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. There is an echo on the thing, but we'll get that sorted. So yeah, alright guys. Yeah, if you want to, I mean, I've introduced you slightly, but if you want to do a better introduction to yourself, I mean, we've actually hosted Queen of Degens before, so
shall I start?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to sit back with my nice glass of this red wine.
I think it's easier if I start because I can introduce Brandon and Jess briefly as well. So, you know, I'll start from I first off I met Jess. I buggered off on the road and I met Jess, and we did a lot of partying and had a lot of fun together. And, we went all through like Switzerland and Austria and Spain, and Germany, loads of places. And then Jess started getting really heavily into crypto. And then when she told me about it, I was like, she was talking about a bunch of technical shit that I didn't understand, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really into this. And then I came back to the UK, and I just started looking into it myself, and then I bought Dogecoin, which was, at the time, it was it was coming up to 420, and there was all stuff all over Reddit saying it was gonna pump and all this. So I fell for it, and I jumped in, and I lost a bit of money. And then the next thing that I really got into was Elongate, which is where I met Brandon. Now, he was, I believe, the actual founder, and, he came up with the idea of it and everything. And I was absolutely hooked. It was, still to date, it was one of the best projects I've been involved with, even just as a community member. And, it was a really good time for me. And yeah, I think that project did a hell of a lot of good, and so that's why, when we were doing StonerCatgirl, so it was me, Jess, and you've got Andy, who's our graphics guy, and you've got Tom then, who's the dev, and you've got Amara then, who's she holds down the chat and moderates and spreads all the good vibes and all that sort of thing. So I don't know if one of you guys want to pick up from there.
Yeah, jumped into DeFi, really heavy. Kind of going from GameStop into Doge last year. I think a lot of us got, it got our attention, right? And right around the time SafeMoon and all that was coming out, I got involved with the Elongate team when it was still just a few hundred people. Part of I guess what I brought to that project was just bringing use case, right? We basically, there might have been other charity tokens, but I didn't know of it, and it was something that we kind of pioneered. We were able to donate $4 million to various charities and stuff. Something I'm definitely proud of. Not only do we like to party hard, but we're caring people. We like to do good in the world as well. So. Ash and Jess, actually I met Jess from Ash, but we developed a really solid rapport, very passionate about the space. And, there's just been so many rug pulls and, just shitty projects out there. We decided, hey, let's get together. Let's do something fun. Let's not do something that's just way too serious. Let's not bullshit. Let's have a good time. Let's bring our friends all together and let's start building something, man, that, we can be proud of. We can kick back, have a beer, relax. And then also, we can eventually build some sort of use case, with the community, as well on top of this. So we're still kind of, at the beginning of this. Unfortunately, the market shit the bed when we launched. So there's been a lot of, we're having to come back, I guess. It's kind of unfortunate, but, we're going to keep pushing because that's the type of people we are. And we think once this market picks back up, people are going to be looking for spots like us with experienced leadership, devs, and team members and stuff. So definitely come check us out. Sorry to be so long-winded, but...
Oh, no, please, make my life easy. You can be as long-winded as you want.
Yeah, these guys are just great people. They're fun to hang out. Make sure to come out and just come hang with us, man. We're in the voice chat. We like to, shoot the shit, have a couple brews. It's like a family. It's not just a.
And there's a lot of really, really good guys over there that have come along with us as well. The community's fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to touch speak on touchy subjects and stuff, but yeah, many people were here for their your guys' first AMA. They may not know the politics behind it all, but I mean, you have a loyal following that that are happy to come along for the ride. I mean, sorry, Jess, before I've cut in before you've properly introduced yourself. I have to say,
I'm going to cut you out in a minute.
yeah, you just feel free. But I mean, I have to say, this is clearly a degen play, and normally degens don't do AMAs because they don't plan to last the couple of days. But you've actually passed the 3 day mark, and although your chart looks like a typical BSC, especially during the market we've had, I mean, you're on an upturn, and your LP is incredibly it's 50-50 at the moment. Obviously, the more buyers that happen, that's going to separate, but at the moment, it's 50% LP. It makes it harder to pump, obviously, but I mean, as degen plays go, which it is at the moment, I mean, you're in a very strong position. So anyway, sorry, Jess, or Queen of Degens. How do you want to be known? Queen of Degens or Jess? It's your turn now.
Well, I like my royal type.
Okay,
Jess, good.
I'll go for Lord. You can.
I don't know. Yeah, that helps my ego lots.
I mean, I have a certificate for you.
These guys will probably say, don't do that. Enough of it. Right. Where am I going? Madrid. Right. Yeah, so I'm Queen of Degens, aka Jess. So, I mean, I just want to pick up on what Ash was saying about yeah, we travelled about that, and I'm a bit pikey, live on the road. Actually, I've got a nice apartment in the mountains near Alicante now, but and I remember a couple of years ago when I was first into crypto, and it was blue chip, it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and all those. And we were hanging out, and I was telling Ash all about it, and he was like, do you know what? I can't fucking deal with it. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Proper fucking boring geek about it. No, I just got into it and it was like, wow, this is amazing. And it wasn't long after that. I think it was Christmas that I discovered DeFi. And as soon as I discovered DeFi, I was absolutely hooked. As soon as I found BSC, I was gone. It was just like crack to a crack at, like, seriously, game over. But I mean, I really like what DeFi promises. I like the history of crypto. I really enjoy reading about the cypherpunks and their original vision of decentralized finance in the form of crypto on blockchain, and I saw it, and not only did I mean, like, I'm not going to lie, what brought me here, which is, I think, the same for most of us, was the thought that, like, I can make a few quid here, I can, you know, there's a possibility that I can find some financial freedom here, but what's really kept me here and kept me fascinated and hooked is the idea that DeFi, seriously, no, this is possibly our one opportunity to really change the structures of the world because of what DeFi does, taking away the power from the centralized institutions and giving it back to the people. So, I mean, I loved DeFi, but I quickly got robbed loads and scammed and all the rest, you know, being new and green and everything else. And I put together a little group. We still go into this day, Jesse Degens, and the whole idea of Jesse Degens was just give people a safe place to come and hang out and, like, stand together against the scammers and the ruggers and do something different. And, like, where we've got to today, I was involved in another project. We won't talk about that tonight because I am still slightly salty about that.
Oh, you have slightly salty. You have every right to be completely salty.
It's a dirty word, but, like, let's not go down that.
No, let's not. Let's keep this. This is
StonerCatgirl, and this, you know, really
mental health awareness weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And this says the idea for StonerCatgirl really came about after, you know, that experience for me, myself and Ashy and Brandon and Andy and Amara and our lovely Dev Tom coming together and going, like, fuck it. Let's do something. Let's get away from
something different and fun.
Boring stuff. Let's not try to take ourselves too seriously. Yeah, let's bring the degen back to DeFi, you know, and let's do it. And like, we can't control the market. We don't know what the market's going to do. But what we can do is say, look, we're going to push this stuff, and we're going to give it our all, and we're not going to rub you. You know, and this was where the idea for StonerCatgirl originated from. This theory of just don't rug, because, like, isn't that what all degens want? I know certainly for myself, like, I wouldn't be able to get into projects, and if I lose money, then fair enough. But so long as that's not because nefarious people are, like, setting us up to fail and then fucking pulling liquidity, running off and doing all the other scammy shit. That's really what StonerCatgirl is all about. So here we are. I think that's enough of an introduction from me anyway, enough waffle. But, like, yeah. Oh, and also I'm a bit fucking crazy. I'm on my way to the rave right now. I'm driving up the motorway, that's why my camera's a bit shaky. You're probably picking up a bit of road noise. So, yeah, there you go. That's me, bit of crazy chick, and fucking love DeFi.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, because of the market, I'm mainly, you know, I'm sticking with the coins, and, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's boring. You know, you just look at it, and then you know, there's not much else you can do. Whereas with DeFi, I just love the innovation that comes with it. You know, every time I get someone through into the lounge, it's like someone's creating something else that you'd never dream of. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, I get wrecked I mean, I've only ever been rugged once. Yeah, no, and that was from a pre-sale.
Amazing.
That was from a pre-sale, so there was nothing I could do. Like, they just honeypotted at launch. So there was, I mean, yeah, I've lost a hell of a lot of money in slow rugs because I never know when to sell.
Diamond hands yourself step, right?
Yeah, diamond hand myself. But to be fair, I think that's kind of a fault of being in European time zone. Is these types of things either happen in Asian time or American time for the most part. And, yeah, when things get slow rugged, it's kind of it's not when I'm around.
I just threw something in the chat just for you, Dan.
Let's have a look. Welcome back to work, Don. I saw this the other day and I was like, yeah, this is true.
Welcome back to Diamond Hands in McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So Bitcoin is now at 30k. Someone just bought a bunch of it. That's always good. So yeah, I mean, obviously your intentions of creating StonerCatgirl. I mean, yeah, I think we all remember CatGirl was it last year? Nobody expected it to do what it did. There was no different. That was just a Degen meme coin. And what did that shoot up to? Like 35 mil or something market cap? Just went.
I think it's actually around that at the moment.
Is it still?
Yeah, I don't know what the all-time high was.
It reached the right around $1 billion market cap, I believe. For
God damn! I bought the wrong one. I went and bought Catboy. Me and a friend of mine, we was going to get in at 90k, and I think it didn't go. It didn't go up too much, but it went into the millions. But we ended up buying it. But it's like, right, we'll do it, and then we both forgot, and next thing we know, we're buying it in at $1 million, and then got time rugged by those guys because they had to relaunch, and then the relaunch for some reason lasted months, and then I sold. I was like, right, I'm up. I sold, and then the next day, in CZ tweets about starts following them, and they pumped 20x. I'm like, you can't make that up. I've waited like 4 months to get my tokens back, and the day I sell, it's 20x's, and I think I settled for like a $50 fucking win. I was like, right, I've waited 4 months. I got $50 out of it. But yeah, I mean, it's clearly obvious that you've gone for memeability and definitely a target audience. I mean, who doesn't like tits? Even girls like tits.
Well, you're gonna like one of the three, right? So, I think there's something there for everybody.
I know. I've got a lot of close friends that are girls, and I know that they like tits. Like, I've been there when they're comparing each other's tits and stuff. And yeah, I know girls. I know they like it as well. Maybe not in the same way as guys, but I mean.
No, I think everybody loves tits.
Tits are beautiful.
That's an ongoing theme in the Thongs Lounge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, women in general like to, not all women, but most women like to, hold women up and, complement each other. So I mean, I appreciate the female form, and obviously women are a lot more fluid.
Well, let's have it right. Boobies are much nicer to look at than willies and the scrotum, don't they?
Have you seen my willy NFT? They're beautiful.
I mean,
no, not so much. I am buying that.
The female form is definitely a lot more flattering.
I mean, my willy's fine, but I totally agree on the scrotum.
But my willy NFTs are the best.
They are lit.
Developer, you are not nice blockchain.
We just got a custom that just got minted. Check it, it looks like a JJ, I don't even know what it is.
But so apart from, I'm just going to be trying to fill dead air at this point. So other than, trying to give people a safe space to invest, and especially in a downtrending market, what else gave you the
guys, sorry, my phone's about to die. I'm going to quickly switch over to the laptop.
Yeah, that's fine. So what else gave you the inspiration to create this token?
I think really we've nailed what drove us to create it, and what keeps us here. It's fun. These past few weeks have not been much. If we're being honest, they've not been much fun for anyone, have they? So we did have a fair few people that look quite like.
Oh, we've lost you, Jess. Is that a Peaky Blinders poster you've got on the back of your wall?
Yeah, it's a whiskey thing.
Oh, see,
Peaky Blinders whiskey.
I drink. I don't know if I'm gonna chuck the bottle away. I've been drinking Peaky Blinders raspberry rum.
That sounds good. I'm not really much of a drinker, but when I do drink, it's got to be something that's really nice,
It's 17%, so at first it hits you, it's like, this is fucking horrible. But it's milky as well, but then, you get halfway through the bottle and all of a sudden it turns amazing. But, so, as you were saying, you've touched on why you created this. I know there's been a little bit of beef going on, or a little arguments elsewhere about, you've used logos that aren't original.
There was a lounge that we went in, and there was a guy there who's got, I guess, a similar sort of product. And I guess our thing was, we're coming into this to make something fun, and not take it too seriously. And we've taken a lot of different things from a lot of different sources. So the main sort of imagery that we've been using, I guess, is from somebody called Naughty Tiffy. But the thing is, she's literally one of the top 1%. It's not like we were trying to bullshit anybody. It's it's like one of the most popular people doing this kind of thing. But the thing is if we continue to progress and do what we're setting out to do here, we can expand on that and get these custom artworks for NFTs and that sort of thing. But if you come to our chat, a lot of the gifts and stuff will just be of weed related things or cat related things. It's not I guess we're very honest about what we're setting out here, and
I don't see an issue with it. To be honest, Yeah, it's a bit weird that the person knew who that person knew who the anime character was. If anything.
Well, I mean, I think if somebody does a Google search, it's quite easy to see, and we're not trying to hide anything either. You know what I mean? It's like, say if you go and do, like a version of Dogecoin, right? Well, you've got the regular Dogecoin, and then you've got a different version of that, for example. Are people then going to go to say like Baby Doge or whatever and start like being like, hey, you ripped off Doge? Well, no, because, we're a meme, right? So that's the sort of angle that we're coming from. And as we progress, I think once we reach a certain market cap, we definitely like to do NFTs. But those NFTs will be custom, and...
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we're a fan token. We're
exactly.
doing something that's so niche right now that you're not seeing any other real, projects that are dabbling in that niche of, fetish, if you will, or whatever. But, we're a fan coin. We like weed. We like hentai. We like fucking cats, man, and...
Did you just say you like hentai?
Hey, well, not necessarily all of it, but, I like the imagery.
Okay, I did this in another AMA, and I'm going to accept the thank you from everybody in the AMA right now, but go onto Google and type in Tangela from Pokemon, Tangela hentai.
Go on, I'll do it. I'll do it as we're on the call. Tangela
from the Pokemon character. Tangela, that was my first introduction to hentai, and it's been my last introduction to. It's been my last.
Oh, jeez, it's already making me change my search settings. All right, let's have a look.
It was my last.
This is going to be weird because I actually know what a Tangela is.
Yeah, that's it.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know. When I discovered that, I was like, "Yep, hentai ain't for me."
That's mad.
I know.
I'm driving on the motorway and I'm fucking itching on Google search.
Oh, honestly,
what you're looking at.
This is crazy.
I would post
it's just weird.
It's bad.
A Tangela is basically like a Pokemon that looks a bit like an octopus, I guess.
It's more, it's kind of like vines, isn't it? It's like a bush of vines.
It's like vines, but the body shape, I guess, is kind of like... Yeah. That's so weird.
But
PM me some links. I want to see this.
I'm not going to go back on it. I've closed it now. I'm going to have to...
Not exactly my thing, but,
But then this is the thing. There's a lot of things that people are really into that in DeFi haven't been touched yet, and I think this is one of them. I sort of came up with StonerCatgirl. I guess it was kind of a rebellion for me to come up with that sort of thing, because I'm not going to name any projects in particular, but there's some projects that I've been involved with that are very serious. It's like we've got a very serious product. You've got to act a certain way in the chat and this and that. And I guess I just wanted to make like a community where people can just be themselves. And so it's so outrageous that it's like it sort of eliminates a certain type of people that we don't really want. We want it to be fun and chill. And I think we've achieved that. Like, our community's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was just having a look. You've got 105 holders in the space of 3 days.
Yeah.
And
I
mean,
that was coming from a stealth launch in a fucked up market as well. So I think it's literally just friends that we've met along the way, and
other people that have brought some friends at this point. We haven't really done any marketing. I've done a little bit here and there, but you know, we've got a pretty fat marketing wallet at the minute. Last time I looked, it actually had 420 B&B in there. And you know, we're looking to spend it, but we're looking to spend it in the right ways. And I think at the moment, you know, due to some of the things that you addressed earlier, I think the road that I'd like to go down, rather than just throwing it at all channels that are going to dump it straight away and that sort of thing, is to go more sort of down the development side. And you know, I've been speaking with some of these, like I guess you call it ASMR or cosplay or whatever, you know, cat girls that I'm trying to get on board at the moment. And you know, we'd like to start progressing to get our own custom artworks and to really make something different. Obviously, you know, that takes time, and we threw this together very quickly, and it was sort of a really last minute sort of thing. And it was only ever really intended to be like a degen play that was safe. But what we found is that the community just really wants us to continue, and so, you know, and we want to continue it as well. We don't want to do what most projects would have done and just give up. We wanting to really go all out, and you know, I've been up for like 2 days working on this now, quite a lot, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously Jess said all the shit that happened in the last project. I mean, when we did an AMA on the project that shall not be named, you know, the passion that Jess brought it, or I said I'll go by Queen brought in to the...
Alright, Jess is good. We're friends, you can call me Jess, it's alright.
Okay, Jess. Okay, Jess. You know, just the passion that you guys brought in is enough. You know, I'm sure, and you know, we both know you. A lot of people have your back on all the shit that unfolded. So yeah, you know, it's you've kind of got almost like a perfect storm, really.
I guess we've gone from a serious project that stopped being fun, and when I say serious, I mean, you know, like with a shitload of utility. But you know, in the end, I guess the vibes weren't there, right? And that's ultimately what it comes down to. And I would much prefer, as an investor, to put my money into something that I'm going to enjoy the experience of. And you know, some people win, some people lose. That's just how it goes. If you hold it and you know, you diamond hand it, and it moon or dust, whatever, you know, that's totally cool. I mean, you know, this sort of thing can do like 100x from here if we push it. And you know,
just looking at the contract now. Yeah, of course. You know, you hear these stories. I know they're rare, like they're very rare that you get the cat girls that unnecessarily sit at like $1 billion market cap. But I mean, you've kind of gone for all people in crypto with tits. I mean, cats. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. People like cats. I'm allergic to them, so that's another reason why I was pissed off that I kept getting cat girls on my TikTok. So yeah, I'm just allergic to cats. You've covered all bases. You know, like someone's going to love all those, and I understand. You know, like you've got, you know, when it comes to degen, I'm assuming that you know, like I've just looked into your marketing wallet, and do you have a dev wallet as well, or is it all in one? Yeah, so it's
we have the dev wallet that holds the LPs, and they've deployed the contract as well. And then we have our team wallet as well, and we get our little bit of wages and stuff.
Yeah, which is absolutely fair. I do like when projects say like, yeah, we've got to get paid, because so many projects get checked. So yeah, we're working for free. But a lot of people do work for free. A lot of people do work for free, but the amount of time it takes up, and it's not a 9 to 5, is it? It's a, I'm awake. Okay, now I'm going to work. I'm going to sleep, and then it's like you can wake up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it can be constant, and a lack of sleep as well. But I think as long as you're having fun in what you're doing, then that's cool.
Of course, and I mean, I'm going back to the fact that you've used other people's images. It's no different, like I've seen fan coins, Manchester United football club. They're using all of those. And
well, we're actually trying to get in touch with the artist as well, and we've tried a variety of different ways so far to get in touch with them, because we can go down the route of rebranding if people see it as an issue, or we can work with this artist. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're open to different ideas and that sort of thing, and in how to proceed. But I think the people who come along, I think we're very open about it. So
yeah, no, I mean, and I get it. Like you've obviously started low budget. Your website clearly is a degen. You don't, especially with degens, you don't know if they're going to last a day, 2 days, 3 days. The last thing you guys want to do is go out and spend a couple of grand on an artist and get something original when you're gone in the weekend, especially in this kind of market. So I mean, I get it. It's not something. I mean, if I hadn't have played it somewhere else, I would never have fucking known that this was anything other than original. But they work, and
well, we have got an amazing graphics guy called Andy, and he can make all sorts of different things. But he's a graphics artist, not an artist. So we would like to bring an artist on board. I'm actually in touch with a bunch of people that I know personally as well. I'm going to reach out to. An ex of mine was in the secret society of supervillain artists, right? And they're a bunch of badass artists, and we'll see what we can do,
Yeah, I was going to say, like, my ex is into, she's Canadian, she's into all this anime and stuff, and she's a very good artist. I mean, I've been trying to sign her on to my project, but she just doesn't get crypto.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Oh my god, that's a fucking brainwave. We should talk to Sarah.
Oh, hell no. Hell no, I'm not doing that. Hell no. Bitches be crazy. I'm not doing that. Incredible artist. Honestly, incredible artist. One of the best artists I've ever met in my life. But, yeah.
Fucking nightmare.
Those crazy girls tend to be the best in bed, though.
Absolutely. Mate, this AMA isn't about that, but I could tell you some stories.
Yeah, we'll do that off recording. It can go along with all the other stuff we really shouldn't have talked about. But I mean, I only date crazy girls. I'm not going to lie. I don't know they're crazy at the time. But yeah, I mean, they say opposites attract, but I mean, there's a trend here, so I'm.
Yeah, mate, I'm in the same boat. Trust me, I'm in.
Except you actively go hunting them out.
I don't mean to. It just happens. It's like
Sorry.
I mean, there's nothing. If you're not willing to,
you got to make some sacrifices, and if one of them is your, oh no, but yeah,
I've dated some incredibly hot girls, like punching way above my weight, and yeah, give me a Soko any day of the week over those.
I mean, yeah, I think some of the stories Jess could tell you would need to be about what I've been getting up to, like when we've been on the road and stuff, man. Like, we haven't got enough time. We really haven't got enough time.
I mean, I'm a fellow traveller. I've 75 countries and whatnot, so yeah, I've got my fair share of stories there. Alright. Sorry. Someone speak. Yeah, I've got my fair share of stories that shall never be repeated.
Yeah, same.
Shall never be repeated.
Like if I just look at Jess's face for a minute and without saying anything else, just say the word breakfast. Yeah. Bit of an inside joke, but I'll not explain that one to you in a DM.
That can't be in it. No. That'd be pushing it even for Prolito.
I want to do it because I can guarantee you I will up whatever story you guys you can tell me. I mean,
you're on. Honestly, you're on.
I lived in Thailand for 3 years. I can outbeat anyone's stories.
Alright.
I had a girl try to chop my head off with a samurai sword.
Shit.
Oh wow.
No, my next door neighbour, the next door I'm getting abused. But yeah, men do get abused too. Mental health awareness weekend, I've decided.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Men get abused too.
Yeah.
You know what?
But when they're psycho and good at bed,
You know, ended up bobbing.
you know, you can kind of take this. The risk is like crypto. It's risk versus reward. You know,
Yeah.
I ducked at the right time. No different than pulling out of safe mode at the right time. You know, risk versus reward. But yeah, I mean, I was nearly decapitated. I wouldn't get back. Anyway, we have digressed massively from the project.
Massively. Yeah.
You know, you most of my AMAs, you know I digress. And considering I woke up like an hour and a half ago and have since taken like, I don't even know how many Valiums and my second. But yeah, so I'm sorry.
Alright, let's get back on track then.
Yeah, sorry, I tried to get back on track. Then went to click on the website and realised I've still got Tangela Hentai up there. So, right, I've clicked X on that and now I'm back on track. So, I mean, so let's have a look. We'll do a tokenomics breakdown right now.
Yep.
I mean, Seifu, I don't say this. I don't think I've ever said this, but I mean, you know, you hear the word Seifu all the time, and you're like, how, you know, the DeFi space is, BSC is the fucking Wild West. I mean, it's worse than the Wild West. It's
far worse because you know you've got basically like organised crime within it, you know, and that's the biggest issue, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. But when it comes to Seifu, I am gonna say you are. I mean, especially you, DeFi Lofo. Like we've had a lot of time of getting to know each other, really.
Yeah.
We've spoken a lot, and I mean, I know Jessie isn't going anywhere. She's worked very hard for her community. And a question: does your wine glass refill itself? It doesn't refill itself, but I am secretly on the sly refilling it with this.
I love how that's the first question that we get in the AMA.
Today win their 1%. Today win their 0.1. But no, I mean, so yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to say, like, Jessie has worked hard, and she is well known in her space, and she has told people roughly where she lives. It's not quite like me where I've accidentally doxed my house address, trying to prove I live next door to more Indian restaurants than anyone else. I've done that at least 3 or 4 times. It's like kebab shops.
I think if you've got nothing to hide, then if you've got nothing to hide, then it's like, well, you know, why not? I guess, right? Like, I think the thing is with you know, like doxing and that sort of thing in the space, it's like, for the most part, you know, it's because people are scammers. Like, you know, I mean, well, actually, saying that, there was one ages ago, back in the day, that I came across off of a KuCoin ad, right? And like, the gimmick was that the dev was always in the voice chat on camera, right? And he still wrote. I think it might have been Dogebread, I think. And then a couple of months later, I see the same guy.
He went to bed and he got his fucking camera on with him sleeping.
Yeah, he slept. He slept with his camera on and everything, right? And and he's still rugged. And I seen the same guy, and it's like,
do you know what? A friend of mine messaged me once. He's like, "You've got." I don't know what the name of the project was. But he was like, "Dude, you've got to come and join this VC." And it was the dev. He just launched his token, and he was out cold, sleeping in bed, and we're all shouting at him and stuff. And he wakes up, and he's
that's like the sort of thing you do.
Yeah, 100%. He was like, "Oh fuck, what have I done? Like, sorry." And then we was all coming up with. I was like, "Well, you've got no choice now to relaunch. Like, we've all been sitting there watching you sleep for like an hour, laughing our head off. You've got to relaunch." And I think I came up with the name. I was like, right, you've got to call it Snorlax token. And I didn't follow it through because I had no intention. I was there just to laugh at a sleeping dev on VC. You know, like the thing is, he woke up and it was just like, fuck, what have I done? Fuck. You know, he was living in his mum's house. He was ready to work. But yeah, so. Anyway, we digressed again. Maybe I might make this my last. So your tokenomic breakdown is, I mean, your buy tax 6%. As I say every time, anything below 10% or below is perfect, because I mean your buy tax is 6%, your sell tax is 10%. 1% of your buy goes to 1% of your buy and your sell goes to token redistribution. So that means afflictions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2% goes to liquidity. 1% of your buy goes to the team. 2% goes to the team. Is that literally just your wages, or are you going to be doing other things with it?
No, that's our wages. Been very clear about that.
I mean,
the team portion. That's why it's split off into those 2 separate payments, so that we can, say that's marketing wallet, and that's what we're committed to spending on marketing.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely fair, and I do like it when people. Someone's asked for the telegram.
I will confess, I hold the kids, the team wallet. I paid everyone earlier, and I found myself, as soon as I paid myself, I was like aping into StonerCatgirl again.
Do you know what? Yeah.
It's too cheap. I'm having more. So like, I mean, that's a personal choice.
And I
do that because I think
I think the percentages are quite fair as well, because we're not looking to take loads of money for ourselves out of this. We're looking to that's why we've got a small percentage for our fee, and then a much larger percentage for the marketing.
Yeah, and you can follow the marketing wallet now. I'm having a look. You've got 4.28 BNB in the marketing wallet right now, which in terms of market, I mean
for this price, considering that we're planning on spending every penny of that, it's like to not want to buy it if you believe that we're not going to rug pull and run away. I mean, it's a good bet, Yeah,
I mean, the fact that this is I have to give the hats off here that it's we know it's a degen play, or I don't know I guess we'll move into the future plans shortly, but this is a degen play that you launched during the fucking worst possible time in about 18 months.
Yeah, I guess we wanted to give the people who wanted to jump in and play the opportunity to, because we were seeing a lot of people still wanting to do degen shit, right?
Yeah.
And there was no plays, and so it was like, well, let's do one then,
I mean, you survived longer than most two in a ball run when it comes to degens.
Yeah, true.
Your chart. Your chart, when you look at it, if you don't know what you're looking at, you're just like, well, this is just fucking going down. But in reality, it's,
our all-time high was only like 46k, so to be able to get back to that and then push forth is really not that big of a challenge, I don't feel, at this point. And then the chart will look a hell of a lot better once, I kind of figure that once we come out of this dip that we're in, not only will we be able to push it a lot more and go more on the development side, but our chart will fit, because most people that see a chart like this, they're not going to want to buy it because it's in a dip, and you know how the market goes with BSD. It's like the typical thing is, it pumps and then it dumps, but we're still at like quarter of our all-time high. I'm not actually sure what the price is at the minute. Let's see.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading. So
oh, geez, my tab's still on that link that you got me to click on earlier as well.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's like, right. Yeah, let's stop digressing and move into tokenomics. And I click onto my tab, and it's like, right, yeah, I'm seeing Tangana coming out of all types of fucking orifices. But I mean, when you look at your chart right now, you're on an upward trend, which is considerably hard as we're still in a bit of a downward trend, and your liquidity is literally, it's just above 50%, which I mean makes it kind of hard to pump it. It turns it more stable, which is very good for a degen. And the more that people buy, it's going to separate the LP to their market cap ratio, which is, that's where a lot of projects go wrong. They start with a 1 BNB and everyone's sitting there waiting. It's like, who's going to sell? Who's going to kill the project? And
we started with 6 on this, 6 BNB.
Did you? And you've gone up to 15.6. That's pretty impressive.
we all contributed as a team, and we wanted to have a reasonable LP, at the start. Because the thing is if you have a really super low LP, yeah, okay, it can moon like fuck, right? But it also makes it a hell of a lot more volatile.
Yeah, you try and take any profits out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so one
chart's amazing, but as soon as you start trying to sell shit.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to ask, because I mean, I could go through the contract now, but just ask you. So, do you get paid in tokens? Does the marketing want to get paid in tokens, or are you?
No, it's in B&B.
Oh, right. So, I mean,
we definitely didn't want to go down that road.
It's turning into an old school question. You know, it's showing my age in DeFi now, because everybody has the same answer. It's like, yeah, we all owe change into B&B. I mean, you do not want to create selling pressure on your own token, especially when it comes
absolutely not.
and as we
fuck that shit.
I mean, I've seen the chart of your previous the project that you I was about to say your previous project. I'm scrapping that. The project you worked on. Well, yeah, I mean, everyone I've spoke to, you know, I was going to book your AMA tour for you, and everyone I spoke to was just like, I got fucked by them.
Yeah, and that's why we came into some real trouble.
We have a problem there with Rogue Dev, but like, let's not go down that rabbit hole either.
Yeah, let's not. You know, it is what it is. You've moved on. You've.
We're doing essentially the complete opposite.
You're just having fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I think just being able to have a chat that you can just go and chill out and you know, just talk a bit of shit. I think it's a really good thing. But I mean, my favourite thing about how the project's gone so far, I think, to be honest, is honestly the community. You know, the people that come in and support us. You know, the next level. You know, like I'm not gonna say the person's name, but you know, there was one person in particular. You know, that we were having calls for like an hour. You know, and he's just a member of the community, but he really wants to go out and host raids and chill everywhere, and you know, he's on Twitter, and he wants to make like TikTok videos and all of this, and a lot of the other community members feel the same. You know, it's that old school premise of, you know, working for your money, and I think it's absolutely great. You know, and then once we start rolling out the marketing and that sort of side of it, I think the potential to have a real moonshot here, you know, it's definitely there.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. You know, well, it's. I mean, I know your website is literally just a tiny little page. It has the information that you need. You know how I mean, your roadmap has nothing on it, which is you've just got reaching the moon. Let's have a look. Okay, so you've got reaching the moon. You plan to do.
Check our potential advisors.
Yeah. So December 2022.
People really understood that we're
reaching the moon. So you initial token economics drafted a positive rebase. So I guess you've decided to go against the rebase.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's clear to me, like the fact that your roadmap starts in March. I mean, it's all over the place. It goes April, December, March. I mean, it's a crease up. But the fact that, you know, you've got March 2022 here, it shows that you guys have, you know, you've been working on it for a while. This isn't something that you've I mean, you can look at this website and be like, right, this is something these guys have put together over it for a weekend, and they're just going to ride it out. But I mean, you've got plans here that you goes against back in March.
I think the place I guess that we're coming from is so like back in the day when I was going around getting rugged everywhere. I would have looked at a project like this and I would have bought it, and because when you go into the Telegram and it's a fun experience, and then you look at the website and you think, oh, well, it's not really a lot going on with the website, but the team seems really cool or whatever, and then you buy in expecting to get a moonshot, and then you get rugged. And I think the angle that we're coming from is we've always said just don't rug, and I mean, I think we're coming from it where we'd like to under-promise and over-deliver as well, and I guess with the roadmap, we don't necessarily have all of that quite mapped out ourselves yet. I mean,
we're winging it.
But then we have got a lot of big plans, and we're all really experienced on the team. I mean, like Brandon, for example, who was here earlier. He was one of the founders of Elongate. That went to 880 million, and it's still going. And
I think everyone's heard of Elongate. I mean,
and Grimace as well. And then this is my sort of first project that I'm on the core team for. I think the last project that Jess did, I got invited to be on the core team. I didn't want to.
I mean, it shows that you haven't just put this together as a quick trying to earn a bit of money and stuff. I mean, I liked the humour behind it. Your future advisors is he's got access to their Twitter, their Facebook, their YouTube, Pinterest, CZ, Elon. It's old-fashioned degen play, and
exactly.
Let's see, did your about button do anything? It just brings me back to something.
But with old-fashioned degen plays, I mean, what you tend to find, right? And tell me if I'm bullshitting, but with a lot of projects that from the start they come with massive amounts of marketing and they've got all this stuff going on. They tend to be the ones that aren't legit, and then the projects that really build from the ground up, they get a base of a nice community that's willing to help out. That's what you can build from then. We're not starting this with a massive budget, but the budget's constantly growing the more that we keep going. So I guess where we were coming from is we didn't, one of our things that we'd like to do is get some custom artwork NFTs. Now we didn't want to promise that in our roadmap because we launched at a really rough time in the market, and it's I don't want to make any promises that I can't deliver on,
To be honest, I am fucking fed up with, excuse my language, but I am fucking fed up with roadmaps and, I don't do I don't do any research on a project before I do an AMA because I like to kind of wing it, and I might miss some things every now and again, but for the most part I do alright. And it's just because otherwise, I will go, if I do research prior to a project and I look at the roadmap, the minute I look at their roadmap and, for example, if a project is, sorry, I've got the hiccups. If a project's planning to, let's say, build green energy, and a Q4
it's like what's the likelihood of that happening?
fucking 3 months is the average token lifespan. You know, that's the hard truth. It's 3 months is, and I think there's a 95%. No, there's a 5% survival rate for all DeFi projects. So when I look at that, it just pisses me off because it's like, right, you know, if you're saying if your whole premise is based on doing some a specific thing, you fucking get that done straight away. You know, that's what you work towards. You know, you don't invest in a fucking dog charity token that is going to have, you know, by Q4 is their first donation, or they're promising to buy a dog.
Or like, you know, Lambo giveaway, or, you know, I've seen before.
It's like you're talking absolute shit, and there's a massive waste of marketing funds that could be spent elsewhere. Is the way to mess up, because I mean, I'm yet to. I mean, I'm pretty much all over the space. Actually, I just responded. My phone did start charging on the wireless.
That's right.
I'm yet to hear of anybody that's won a fucking Tesla.
Well, actually, the Project Elongate that Brandon was with, I'm pretty sure they actually did give somebody a Tesla. But then, you know, they went to like 880 million market cap, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Was that in the roadmap, or was that something that just they added on?
No. I mean, the whole thing was you know, about charity, and the roadmap just constantly expanded as they grew, which is the way that we want to do it, you know. And, you know, if you look at the projects that the team has been associated with in the past, they've all done well in their own right, in terms of either utility or market cap. And I think we've all come together now. We can all. I feel that we can deliver something really big here, but, you know, I'm not going to say roadmap 100 million market cap, or you know, we're gonna invent the next solar energy thing. Like, that's what SafeMoon did, and they went to the moon, but it was all absolute nonsense. You know, like they literally ripped off you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Although, I'm going to be blunt, like brutally honest here. As an investor, when I see no roadmap, it's like, well, I mean, I would go into this knowing that it's a degen anyway. So the fact that you got a website up is, you know, it's good enough for me. But I'm so fucking sick because, you know, I have to look at roadmaps day in, day out, and it pisses me off so much. So that's why I don't do the research beforehand. Because I do not want to start an AMA hostile, because they're promising me CoinGecko and CMC within like the first week, and you know, and it's a shit project, and they've really cracked down on how hard it is to get up to CMC and CoinGecko. So, you know, as soon as I see that in Q1, or just so many things, I just think, right, you know, I'm gonna.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, I mean, you know, we're just trying to come from a place of honesty in you know, if this continues to go on an upwards trajectory, there's a lot that we can offer as a team, right? But we're not going to bullshit about it and say we're going to do this and we're going to do that. We're going to do what we can at the time when it comes to it, depending on how well we do anyway.
I mean, you guys have okay, so you've got one of the founders of Elongate, which is bullish. You have, you know, you have experience. The pair of you have experience with GameFi and, you know, other types of things.
we had a fully functioning DEX built from the ground up with a P2E game, and then on the other hand, Brandon's got experience with like the metaverse kind of side of things from his work on Grimace, and then the charity aspect and all these different things that we can sort of bring together. I'm sort of setting out to essentially get like what I'd see as like a super team. My expertise where that comes in is generally just from what I've seen in the space, really. You know what I mean? I'm not a developer. My sort of side of things is connecting people, marketing, that kind of thing. And I've sort of done that role previously. Not as core team, but on the inner circle, and yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, that's sort of it. Sort of started out as a degen play, but we've decided as a team that we're going to do something better than that,
Yeah, no, oh god, I'm hungry. Yeah, no, I totally get it. There is something I have to ask. I trust you guys, and that's a rare statement to make in DeFi.
Okay.
Yeah, your liquidity's locked for 9 more days. So, I mean, with all these days, too many people. I mean, I'm gonna stand up for you here, purely because so many projects, they launch and it's like, right, we're locking liquidity for a year, and then
that's no good if you're launching in a shit market with and
two
like
down the line, they're fucking dead. Their liquidity's locked.
Well, I mean, I've seen projects in the past that have locked their liquidity for like 100 years, and then they fail, and it's like, well, okay, I can see where you're coming from with it giving investors peace of mind, but at the same time, a lot of the people that are already involved with the project with us are people that have followed us from previous projects. With the LP, we're looking to extend it, but at the minute we're just seeing where things go, and then we'll extend it as needed. Which I think if you've personally, I think that's okay. I mean, if we lock the liquidity now for like a year, I don't think that would really achieve anything, No,
I mean, I totally agree. I know it gives people peace of mind, but I mean, it's like that. Remember last year when everyone asked for, renounce the contract. You got to renounce the contract, and then we get shitcoins shielding here all the time, and it's like, the contract renounced. It means fuck all, because a contract renounced is still gaining the marketing wallet.
And also a renounced contract, it usually just comes with more problems, as I've experienced recently.
With it. No, like if I'm sure we all remember, what was it, November, December, and January, when it was migration season, where everyone had to migrate because of all the fuck-ups, and crypto changes so quickly, and obviously you've got to be prepared for Pancake Swap V3, and tax models change, and just just too many things change. So renouncing a contract, and I mean, I've got buddies.
The other thing as well is, when we first launched, we didn't know if we were going to last the first 24 hours. Because you don't know. It was really uncertain times, and we were taking a massive risk. So it's like, well, I'm not going to go and lock LP for a long period of time when we don't know, and there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. And I think it's the smartest thing to do. But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely extend it. If, as long as people keep buying, things keep going really well, and you know the support is there. Of course, we'll keep extending, but I think we're not going to do it for like crazy long periods of time, you know, unless we reach like a really high market cap, because you know, I guess essentially if it doesn't go to plan and it goes tits up, well, then we want to be able to do something else as well, you know.
Yeah, no, of course you can. Yeah, if it does go tits up, you can withdraw a little bit of LP and do something with it. Then, I've got buddies that launched the highest. They did the highest Ethereum launch of last year. Like I think within 30 seconds they went to $60 million in 30 seconds of launch, and ever since, even now they've switched to BSC because it's an NFT project, but you know that they still only lock for a month.
Yeah.
You know, they just keep relocking, and they've been around now for over a year, and it doesn't.
Yeah. But even with that, like, you know, it still makes more sense to lock periodically than lock for a year. You know, because the other thing as well is then you can potentially, you know, work on what you're doing, and, you know, if you want to get a listing, you can get the listing. You know, if you wanted to potentially pull some LP and buy back the chart to make an ice cream candle and you know, make it slightly more volatile. If you've got too fat of an LP, that can be an option at some point as well, potentially. You know what I mean? It's just a way of keeping your options open.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, normally I wouldn't recommend that. Like, LP is always, you know, it's the defining factor for me when it comes to these type of projects. Yeah. But of course, yeah, you know, when you're running at 50-50 MC to LP, it doesn't. You know, it's not the end of the world to. You know, anyone that got in early isn't going to be able to dump too much because of the price impact that Pancake Swap doesn't let you do. So it's kind of, you know, it's. And I'm guessing a lot of people right now are sitting on lower bags than they bought in.
Yeah, so, but I mean, you know, when you look at a chart, right, and it doesn't continuously go up, then you've also got to factor in that there's a lot of people that have made a lot of money out of it so far as well, you know.
Yeah, no, of course. So I've just got to respond. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. Like, in my opinion, 1 to 3, you know, market cap to LP tends to be the best. It gives it enough volatility to pump slightly easy. We're in an era right now. I mean, so many projects. Like, we tried hiring because, you know, not many people are marketing right now their projects. So I thought, so somebody messaged me and was like, I'm an AMA hunter. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, well, I'll give you X amount of money if you can get X amount of money for an AMA. And the project she gave me has it's fucking ridiculous. It's like $750 million market cap with I think, I can't even remember. I want to say it was like it might have been 100k liquidity, but I'm pretty sure it was closer to around the 11. I know there was like one and a zero somewhere.
Yeah, that's crazy because then, you know, at some point that's going to come down, and that's going to come down real hard, you know.
Well, no one's talking in the chat. It's just Bobby Buybot, and there isn't a single comment. So I'm assuming they've got a bot that's doing the buys. So yeah, you know, but that's what a lot of people are doing right now. Is they are it is in really artificially pumping the chart, because you know you can have a 500k market cap with 30k LP. You can't do, for the most part, you can't do fuck all with it. As soon as one person sells, the price impact is too much. So you have to do little micro sales, and I mean, I'm seeing more and more of those popping up. I think people are realising what actual market cap to LP ratio means, as opposed to, you know, like last year, not everybody understood what it meant.
Yeah, and we'd never go that extreme. That's crazy. Yes. But I guess it's just us keeping our options open, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna ask him. I mean, I'm gonna ask you the. I know the messages got deleted, and I'm not gonna say the lounge because, I mean, I like everyone in there.
Yeah.
You know, you was accused of taking money out of LP out of.
Yeah. No. Do you know what I think that was?
I'll give you a space too. I mean, I know you guys worked on it, and you know, if I work on a project, I tend to add liquidity as well. You know, like I enjoy farming, but I'm going to let you. I'm going to let you. You know, hear your.
Yeah, I think all that was because when I pointed it out in the chat suddenly went quiet. Was a wallet that somebody had claimed had pulled liquidity was literally just withdrawing some liquidity from a farm. I mean, I don't really know what more to say about that, to be honest. Jess is talking, but your mic's not on, Jess.
Yeah, you're muted. Well, it says you're not muted, but it sounds like she's got very excitable, okay, so I really want to hear it.
Right, yeah. No, that was me. That was my wallet. Because I was the CEO, unfortunately, even though it was my fucking puppy. And, like, we all know I left there quite a few weeks ago. And I still had a little bit of LP in there, which I just left in there. And when we came to do StonerCatgirl, I'm scratching around going like, where have I got beans? Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I think
overs. People have this real misunderstanding.
And I mean,
the person who made that comment clearly wasn't a blockchain detective. Let me put it that way, because
I mean, yeah, I've got to say that you know, I'm not going to go. Obviously, we're not going into details here. This is Mental Health Awareness Weekend that I decided. I mean, I haven't even looked at my wallet today. I actually went for a run and bought fish and plants and all sorts of shit. I thought to myself, I'm going to have just a mental health kick, because I mean, although I don't care about losing money, because you know, at the end of the day, I've been losing money ever since I went to crypto, so you get kind of immune to it. But I thought for a lot of people, this is their first downtrend, and what a fucking downtrend it is as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I mean, I thought, if I'm promoting a mental health weekend, I might as well participate in it myself. I did plan to go out and sit in the sun and read my comic book, and then I got out and sat in the park, and I was there for like 5 minutes. I was like, this is fucking boring.
You want to get yourself a hammock. You can just set up wherever and put in your garden.
There's a church about 15 minutes away that just randomly has a hammock outside the church.
That's amazing.
I should have headed there, but I mean, I got to the park with my book, I sat down, and I was like, "No, this is I'm hot," and because it's a graphic novel, it's like plastic pages and it's white, and I was like, it's hurting my eyes. This is just the worst. This is the worst.
Yeah.
I went to the vape shop and went home. But yeah, I thought I'll give myself a little mental health kick. It's needed. You know, I work pretty fucking hard. Maybe not. You know, I mean, I've done building work. Obviously, that's way harder. But I mean, you get to go home at 5 and shut off, or 4 and shut off. As crypto, you kind of.
What are you doing there, Jess? Are you going to the shops or something?
She can't hear. I'm going to have to say the shops in Spain suck.
Oh, do you know what, right? Spanish, I don't like Spanish food, I gotta say. Last time I went to Spain, I was going through like a vegetarian phase, right? Because the girl I was seeing at the time was a vegetarian, so naturally. And then,
Been there, done that.
so we pulled up at like one of the service stations. And I go in and they've got like this, it's basically like it's like a sandwich bar, right? I said, I'll have what, I can't speak Spanish, so I looked at the menu and it looked like vegetable, you know, the word. So I was like, all right, I'll have that one. And it was all these massive, weird-ass vegetables with just like a shitload of tuna. And so I went back in and I was like, vegetarian? They don't know what that means, right? They don't really have vegetarians in Spain. They all eat meat. And so I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then, so they just scraped like nearly all of the tuna out and gave it back to me, packaged and everything. And I got back to the car and I was just like, oh fuck it. All right, fine. I'm not going back in now.
I kind of have to agree with the Spanish food. You know, like I've been disappointed for the most part, but like so I've been to Spain quite a few times, but I went to Barcelona a couple of years ago, and there's this famous tapas bar that a friend of mine who'd visited who lived in Barcelona for about 10 years told me about this place, and it's only a tiny cute little place that it queues out the door. You're queuing for like an hour unless you get there at opening time, and you don't get to pick your menu. I think what they do is they look at your nationality and like, right, what does this person,
guess?
You don't get to pick. You don't get to pick.
It's like, well, Dan looks British, so we give him fish and chips.
They give Spanish food, but it's, when you look and there'll be Russians over there, and it's like, they've got potatoes and stuff. And then I'm looking and I've got like spicy pork and all sorts of things, and it's like, right, I mean...
That's crazy. So you don't get to pick off the menu at all, then?
No, there's like 5 things and they just pick for you. You get your Serrano ham and stuff as a starter, and it's a real cute place, and you don't pick at all. And they just judge you.
Bizarre.
They judge you and then just go and pick out. I mean, they
That's
absolutely smashed it. And Barcelona has the food market, which, I mean, they did Spain well. But I mean, I did running with the bulls in Spain when I was a bit younger.
Yeah, you said about that.
When I was younger, like right now, I mean, I'm the size of a fucking bull, so I'm trying to target. And I'm out of breath just walking up the stairs. But back in the year.
Like last time I went to Spain, I seen it on telly, and I was watching it, and I was thinking like, God, that's really cruel on the balls or whatever.
Yeah,
but then there's also another side of me that's like, God, I hope the ball gets them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, balls were destroying people, but it was a time when the world was a lot, especially my mentality was a lot different on cruelty to animals.
Yeah.
Especially spending most of I moved to Thailand at 18, and there you got elephant rides and fucking pet a baby tiger and all that sort of shit. So yeah, I mean, it is nowadays. I would never do it again. But when you're in your 20s, and it was a different time. You don't seem to think of them.
It's a culture thing as well, you know. Because I guess for some people they wouldn't see it as cruel because you're going to eat an animal.
Yeah.
So what difference is it? But they clearly distressed and that sort of thing. But
at the end of the day, it's like a week-long piss up. You wake up in the morning at 9, like 8:30 in the morning. Me and my brother went, and we didn't book any hotels, so we slept in the car, absolutely roasted. It was the worst, drinking sangria. But we'd get drunk, party, and then up again 8:30 in the morning, get chased by some bulls, straight onto the out drinking, and then rinse and repeat. But yeah, it's one of those things I would never do again. But
yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're glad that you did do it, and there's a story there and all that. That's great.
Yeah, I got a tattoo of it. The what's it called? The bull. Is it the Cantonona bull? I don't know. I got a tattoo of it just to. I've got a few tattoos of places I've risked my life, like the Mostar Bridge in Bosnia, where people die from jumping off of it. I've got a tattoo of it. I'm not going to get it out because it involves me getting my gut out. But yeah. Anyway, we've digressed again.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you want to ask or whatever, or if there's anything that anybody else would like to ask. We have got a giveaway going for this.
We do. I've been enjoying the chat, to be honest. And how many people we got in here? It looks like we've got.
There's quite a lot of people in here tonight, actually.
Yeah, we've got quite a few. I mean, I'm sure they're enjoying the chat as well. And I mean,
I wasn't really expecting many people to show up because it's a Saturday night and the market's
especially with I set it for 8 p.m. UTC, and then my last poster was TBD. No, it wasn't even TBD. It was late soz or something.
But I think the thing is with AMAs as well is. I've listened to a fuckload of AMAs, and I've done a lot of AMAs myself, but it's been on the other side, like as a host, when I was talking with projects about potentially listing and stuff. The other project was really good. But I think there's you can do an AMA and you can have an amazing product and you can just bore people to death then. I'm not going to say what project it is, but there's actually one in here that I listened to, and I actually fell asleep. And that's not you. That's you get these devs, and they might have the most amazing thing in the world, but at the end of the day, you invest in people. You know what I mean? And I guess that's kind of the reason why I'm more than happy to do this kind of AMA is because it's like, hey, look, this is me. My name's Ash. This is Jess. This is Brandon. Yeah. With a core team on this, and it's like. Here we are. You can ask us anything, not just about the project, but
just shooting the shit. I'm not going to lie. I've fallen asleep in AMAs that I'm actually working with, and they've called me out, going, "Right, Dan, it's your turn to speak," and there I am snoring away, and then the next day it's like, well, that was awkward. And I'm like, sorry, I won't do it again. And then AMA comes the next day, and I'm gone again. I can't help it. I lay down, I listen to it, and it's very.
Yeah, I mean, you invest in people as much as the product. Not solely in people, I guess, because everybody wants utility. Everybody wants. The meme culture, well, not necessarily, but there's a lot of different factors to things. But I think just being able to just chat shit is a really good thing. You know what I mean? Because if you come in and it's like super awkward and you're just talking about tokenomics for 2 hours, nobody's going to listen.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of how I go with my AMAs. I could be.
Yeah.
I could, I could go into your contract right now and pick out little things that is totally unnecessary, and be all technical. But how I like to run things, as you know, is I like for people to know the team, because, like you said, people are investing in the team, and you want to know, not just know that your money's secure. You want to kind of, especially in DeFi, especially if you're investing in meme coins and degen plays, you want to have a bit of fun with it. And
if anybody wants to come into our chat and post pictures of boobs and weed and cats, you're more than welcome, and you're welcome to come and hang out with us as well. There's a lot of really cool people that are getting involved with this project, and it's a true community project. It really is. We're all people that have worked together in the past, or all been investors in people's projects in the past, and all sort of gotten together. We've got a couple new people too, a couple new faces that I don't recognise, but for the most part, it's like a family,
Yeah, no, I have to agree. So I guess question time is, I know you've touched on NFTs, which you're going to need to get yourself an NFT artist for. Because there is the, I don't know if anyone made it, but we did have a crypto lawyer come in this week and do an AMA. We're going to be doing that on a weekly basis, and actually I need to. We've got a metaverse courtroom built and everything. I'm Johnny Depp.
Amazing. I've never really gotten into the metaverse yet. But,
it's not really the metaverse.
It's really interesting, for sure.
It's spatial, so it's kind of the metaverse, but it's not. But I superimposed Johnny Depp's face into my character, so I'm Johnny Depp. Yeah. But we did it, and we touched on NFTs, and because obviously with my beavers and stuff, it's
I guess
like Disney. But with
the Marvel thing, you've got to be careful, but then you've only really got to be careful if you get to like a massive market cap as well.
Yeah, there's this thing that I didn't know about that's called fair use. And as long as you're, changing up certain details and not straight up copying, you get away with the fair use law. But we're going to be doing it every Wednesday, every week, and I'll set up a poll for what people want to, what people want to learn about. It sucks for us because it's a Singaporean fella, so it sucks for us UK guys because the timing was like 4 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, that's something I'm going to do. So in terms of NFTs, so what are you planning with your NFTs? Are you just
well, there's a lot of different things that different angles that we can come up with it. Like, I know yourself, obviously you've got the steakhouse, which is really cool. But then, trouble is I'm not a dev, so I don't really know too much about that side of things. But our dev is a really good dev, and I'm sure whatever we can pull off, we will. But like for me, I just want to make something that people will enjoy, I think, more than anything,
Yeah.
If it's something like, hentai with weed as NFTs, I think it's not something that I've seen before, personally.
It's also something you don't want as your how I see NFTs that don't, especially ones without use cases, is they are glorified profile pictures. And obviously, no one will testify as a profile picture.
I guess it comes down to just giving the people what they want,
Yeah, no, of course, I don't get that.
And I think the thing is like, you know, we've gotten to a sort of point in the DeFi culture where it's almost like projects are expected to have a game and NFTs and stuff these days. And so, you know, we're more than open to rolling that kind of stuff out. You know, obviously, our team consists of different people with different experiences with the projects that they worked with, and we can definitely deliver that kind of thing. But then it comes down to being a community project as well, where we want to give the community what they want. You know, there's a lot of projects that are aiming to be like a DAO, right? But you know, I guess that's sort of the angle that we're coming from. If you enjoy our project, let us know. Let us know how you'd want us to proceed. And you know, we're not necessarily gonna go with a voting system or whatever. But you know, we'll take that feedback and we'll go back and we'll work and just try and deliver something that everybody else wants. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
That's the other thing as well is, you know, something new might come along, a trend that we can jump on as well. Like metaverse is only just sort of, I mean, it's not necessarily like new, but
yeah, well,
I still haven't jumped into it myself. So it's like, well, you know, I'm sure there'll be something new that'll come along soon as well that we can jump on that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I am working on lounges in the process of working with a metaverse at Swap City. I mean, they was massive last year and kind of struggling now, but you know, I'm putting thongs into the metaverse, so you can buy a thong through the steakhouse and then wear it. At the moment, everyone's running around Swap City naked, wearing a hat.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
But in terms of like where you see it, let's say for example you do. I don't want to say you do really well, because I like to do worst case and best case scenarios. Yeah. So let's start with the worst case scenario.
So I guess where we're at right now, at this moment, where I'm dedicating a lot of my time is I'm looking for catgirl influencers, and I'm looking for different artists that want to get involved and work on sort of branding aspects. I think that's really important, and clearly people want that. You know, and I don't know if you want to jump in here, Jess, and share your, if she's there. Her camera's frozen a minute. But yeah, I mean, you know, I guess we just want to give the people what they want. So, you know, we could spend that marketing money on like core channels and stuff, but it isn't going to be productive. You know what I mean?
Core channels they're gone, in my opinion. I mean, I am, as a lounge owner, I am added to a ridiculous amount of cool channels and cold channels or whatever, people of influence. I don't know why I'm added really, but yeah, I'm added, and I mean it's all bullshit. It is. They don't work. You know, you get the big ones work, but you know they're gonna pump and dump. It's straight up. That's what happens.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Mr. C for the comment that you've just left in our chat, man. I really appreciate that.
What's he said?
He said like he's loving the team's transparency and honesty, and you know, and that kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's where that's the angle that we come from at the end of the day. Is look, we can deliver. We want to deliver, and if things continue to progress, then we definitely will. And I guess that's why we've left the roadmap as it is. You know what I mean? Is because like I wasn't initially intending to get these influencers on board, but now that's where my focus is. And I don't know 6 months down the line. You know what I mean? Go on, Jess.
Things are evolving.
Exactly.
And that's exactly the way that we wanted it, because we've touched on this already. But let's be honest, so many fucking projects launch with amazing roadmaps, and 99% of it is never going to happen. It's just pure vaporware. People buy into that shit, but that's not what we're about. We'd much rather say, look, here's what we got a contract, we got something that's quite cool here, we're building, let's see where it goes. That's really where we're at right now, is seeing where this thing's going.
I guess the other thing is, I don't know if a lot of the people are familiar with myself and Jess and Brandon, and what we've already accomplished in the past, but this is just fun for us. I guess that's the angle where we're coming from. Is that's what we want to do, is just keep it fun and keep it so that we're not over promising. In a roadmap and talking loads of nonsense about, we're going to have a game in 6 months, or we're going to have this in a year, we have this in 2 years. You know how the market is, you know how things go, and it's like, well, we'll do what we can at each time, and we'll progress, and we can have a lot of community involvement from that as well.
And I want to just focus in on that community involvement, because I'm looking at the chat right here. You got a really lovely actor lounge there. There's some people that have been in this chat listening to absolutely ages.
Yeah.
And we are looking for artists. So if that's you, then hit us up. Hit myself up, or D-Fi,
I can see in the chat we've got, for example, Seed Squatch, and that dude is like next level. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's these kinds of people that we think, is like, come on board, and we'll evolve together. You know what I mean? And we'll build together. And I think that's the idea behind the community aspect that we're bringing here. Is it's a true community project, and we'll build this from the ground up, and we've done it before with other projects. There's no reason that we can't with StonerCatgirl.
We want you. Hit us up. If you're good at creating, we want to hear from you, because that's what we want to develop.
And I think that sort of creative input can be a lot more powerful than going down the same route as other projects as well. Like for example, one of the guys in our community, I know that he actually made rap videos for one of the last projects that he was involved with.
He's awesome, Blaze. Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and it's like, well, there's so much that we there's so much potential that we can deliver, and we're sitting at like 8k market cap. I think that's the thing here. We've had a couple of buys come in then since this has been going, then it must be, but treat it as a community project. don't put your entire life savings into something that's a micro cap. You know, work with us, build with us, or hang out, and you know, and we'll take it somewhere. And that direction that we take it can you know, our community will be a big influence in that. And yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, you've kind of you know, you've answered a lot of my questions well, and I've given you the space to stand up for, you know, that disagreement that happened the other day in a different language.
Yeah, I think
I would have stood up for you, but I was too tired.
Yeah, what that was there was somebody who was looking for faults. He you know, he was like, hey, I'm going to try and find some faults here, and things that he came up with, you know,
it's very easy to get lost down the rabbit hole of BSC scan.
If you start looking at BSC scan and making allegations, you better be able to back that shit up. And you couldn't back it up, you know?
No, because it all got deleted. I mean, I'm quite, I mean, I'm good when it comes to BSC scan, but if you get yourself lost down that rabbit hole,
yeah, but literally, I'll put it like this, right?
It was in BSC scan.
It wasn't what he found was not removing LP in a rug, let's say, but you know, an investor farming and removing their LP from a farm to then cash out the profits. And you know, it's like you can't argue with FUD sometimes when it's like, just, you know, there's no basis for it or whatever, and then you've got people that just want to shit on a project, and that's literally what the case was. And you know, we don't really need to address it much further, to be honest, because it was just dumb anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to give you you know, because I know that you're upstanding, and you know, I know everything that, I mean, that, you know, you all stood together with Jess's side, and after working on a project for so long, and you know, pushing it and stuff, to stand by Jess's side and leave a project that you've been working on for so long, it shows a fucking serious amount of integrity. And
what I'll say, Dan, right, is you know, since me and Jess met, and obviously, you know, we're friends in real life, you know, we've been like two peas in a pod, and we're both coming from it from a, you know, a place of good intent, you know, and we're trying to change DeFi for the better in our own little way, you know, and it's like, we are serious and we are committed, and any project that we work on, we're going to give it 100%, you know, because that's what we're all about. And I hope that, you know, I haven't prepared for this AMA. I didn't know what questions were going to be asked, but I hope I've done a reasonable job, because it's my first time on camera doing this kind of shit. And,
no, I mean, you've done great. I mean, I woke up. I woke up like 5 minutes prior to this AMA starting, so I had no fucking idea how I was going into it.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, you know, it's really nice actually for this lounge to be the first lounge that we do an AMA in, because you know me. I like to hang out in the Thongs Lounge anyway. It's like my second home in my guilty pleasure of crypto, and you know, I'll be around anyway. So if anyone ever has any questions that they want to ask, or any suggestions to throw my way, just yeah, of course. But listen, yes, I'm gonna have to get you to take over for a minute, so we need a wee.
Do you know what? Can we have a dual?
That's what I was doing earlier.
Okay,
as well, Dan.
So badly. Okay,
Mate,
so
and me. Right, let's come back in 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever, and we'll continue to
the only difference is I've got to deal with a pissed off Nigel that's been locked in the car for 2 hours.
I'm sure Nigel will be making a load of noise.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back covered in blood and all sorts of shit.
All right. To be continued.
If Jess is still around, this is your time to answer. You know, if anyone's got any questions, and there is a token. There is a token giveaway for best questions, so get them going while they're going.
There is. Guys, I can't look at the chat because I am driving up the motorway still, so talk to me. What do you want to know? Come on, now's your chance. Ask me questions. Any.
Hello.
Yeah, you can ask me questions about anything at all. Hey.
Hello, am I? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey. You got a question? For me.
Your project is supporting. Can you hear me? The project is supporting speaking program. I don't know because I haven't heard anything concerning speaking since you guys started doing it.
Oh, can you talk up a little bit? Because I can hear Nigel going nuts in the background. I can't really hear what you're saying to me.
Alright, I will say the staking program. Would there be a staking program initiated in this project? Okay. Does we have features of lock and in case of early withdrawal? Do you get the question?
Sorry, I'm not quite hearing what you're trying to say. What's the question?
Okay. The question was on staking. Staking program of this project. Will there be a staking program?
Oh, staking.
Yeah, staking program.
It's not planned at the moment, and that's why we have the reflections in the contract. So reflections are just like staking, really, because you get rewarded for holding on to the token. All the time people are trading it up and down. If you're just holding, you're always going to be getting 1% of each buy and sell. So staking, like maybe in the future, but really, I mean, I've just come from a farming project, and farming projects can be good, but it's smoke and mirrors, really. So that's not really what we're thinking about at the moment.
Yeah, well, I'm back here. I have to step in when it comes to farming projects. I mean, farming projects are they can be good, but I mean they are not for micro caps, because impermanent loss is a thing that can absolutely screw you, especially on a small market cap. You know, if you've been farming for a while and your BNB's gone down, for example, by a lot, your tokens have gone up, the only way to get out of that situation is to sell, which causes selling pressure just for a temporary LP increase. So, I mean, it doesn't always work out.
Yeah, farming can be good, but it's just sell pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, well, when it comes to farming, you know, if you guys want to farm, you can farm on PancakeSwap. You don't need to have an official app for you guys to farm on this token. You can just do it on PancakeSwap.
Yeah.
If you want to add liquidity to it, just go on to PancakeSwap and click liquidity. And
with PancakeSwap as well, right? So I think the reason why we just went straight for pancake swap as well is because it's old school. People know where they stand. You know what I mean? It's not like I've heard so much negative stuff about pink sale, and you know we thought about maybe doing a little pre-sale, but then it's like, well, no, because we won't buy pressure, and we want to keep it simple. You know, it is what it says on the tin, and
I know, like Jesse's hiccups. Like what, Jesse?
That's vaping. That is that gives you the hiccups, I reckon.
Nah, it's not. It's my heartburn. I've run out of Gaviscon. Sorry, I'm getting.
I thought you were going to say you run out of JDs and Valium.
Well, let's hope not.
I never run out of Valium. Alright. I mean, I'm never running out of Valium.
Alright, DM your address then. I'll be right over, mate. We'll have a little party.
No, I'm never going to run out of Valium. Well, if I get to as low as 30, I order more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's got their own guilty pleasures, isn't they?
It's all for anxiety.
Everyone's got their poison.
Yeah, no.
Apart from me, 16 years sober, just saying.
But then you've got your own guilty pleasures, like going raving and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be like, you know.
I do, yeah. And I'm a HGV driver. I just need to get that in there because I don't think.
Oh, here we go.
I have a license to drive the biggest lorries that you can drive on the road.
I'm laughing, Dan, because that's normally her introduction. People, hi, I'm Jess. Did you know I can drive? Like,
no, I don't know. Is it the biggest? Have you ever seen a road train in Australia? Do we have any Australians in here?
Yeah.
I think those. I mean, I hitchhiked across like 4,000 miles of Australia.
Jeez.
And got picked.
Those things fucking mental.
And I got picked up by a road train, and yeah, they stand by the name. I mean, it's just insane.
I know.
Watching them sitting in there while they're reversing I don't even. I'm gonna have to Google. I'm gonna use.
And I know this is supposed to be an AMA about StonerCatgirl, right? However, I need to throw out something here. Jess's driving skills aren't on point, right? When we were driving through Germany, and she pulled in with this massive LGV, right, with a caravan on the back as we were travelling around. And what happened, right, was trying to like get all lined up with the pump and everything, and she hit a fence like very, very slightly, you know, and that was all settled up. But I mean, I don't know if you want to tell the next bit of the story, Jess.
Right, I have just had to Google how many wheels a road train has in Australia.
Go on.
84.
Shit, that's crazy.
How many tyres they have?
What I was going to say anyway about Jess's driving is she took out an entire wall, right? So she goes, you know, HGV driver, but yeah. But I'm not the best at driving. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty good when I'm on the open road, but then when it comes to like parking, shit, man.
I mean, I did after when I was 17, after my first driving lesson. I don't smoke weed anymore, but I used to. I don't smoke it because it causes it messes up my OCD. But I did one driving lesson. My dad was in France skiing, and I thought, I know what, I'm going to get really high, and me and my friend are going to drive my dad's BMW, and we're tearing around country roads, and I went straight into a lamppost. So I'm not so good either. I mean, I've crashed more motorbikes.
Do you know what? I've taken out a lamppost with my old van as well. I took out a lamppost, but I was just reversing, like, because it's a Iveco daily one, and it's like those really long ones, and I was reversing, expecting to hit the curb, and I took out a lamppost. I completely it went just like that.
Case in point. And just saying, I was driving a fucking 60-foot down a little tiny back street that wasn't made for lorries, so like a little wall that I took up. But anyway, when I got out of there and got to the garage where Ash was waiting, he was driving the car that I'm driving right now. Actually, I pulled up next to him and Ash, come on, let's go. Like, where are we going? Alright, we're getting the fuck out of Germany.
I've got to get out of Germany quick.
How the fuck? How did you
drive hours until we got the fucking border?
Yeah.
How did you handle?
Was it Austria we went to after that?
I was going to say, how did you handle the autobahns driving to the beast?
I mean, it's got a slow lane, but like.
Slowly?
It has a slow lane, yeah, but I mean, people still get pissed off in that slow lane. There's only two lanes. I will never understand the autobahn. Like, in the UK, we have 3 lanes to our motorway. They have an autobahn, which go as fast as the fuck you want. And then one lane that goes, if you're not going 200 miles an hour, stay in this one other lane.
And it's scary as fuck, man.
I know it is.
It's like when you're driving at like 100 mile an hour yourself, and then there's cars just going. It's like, oof. Like you don't want to change lane. You want to stay in the slow lane, or I do at least, anyway.
I know. I'll never understand the autobahn, but I think they do alright. I don't think they have better than we do. I'm not sure. So yeah, right. Anyway.
I tell you what, there's still loads of people here, so I'm quite pleased with that people haven't got bored and run away. And
I mean, I think this
really
is
fucking bigger.
I think in general this is just a fun, laid back kind of Saturday night type AMA. This is kind of what you want.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice,
especially during my mental health awareness weekend.
You guys. You guys are helping me get to the fucking rave and play away.
Yeah. I tell you what. I'd like to come back at some point when we've started working on other things and we've got things in place, some news to drop and stuff. I'd like to come back at some point and just chill and
you've always got You've always, all the OPs have always got, I've got time for all of you guys. So
big ups, Dan. Big ups.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've digressed enough. I'm going to ask one more question in regard to the roadmap. I know, obviously, that you've done the roadmap for a reason, because, I mean, frankly, winging it. I mean, you know my project. I don't have a roadmap either.
Yeah.
I don't plan to have one because.
Well, it's the same thing there, I guess, Dan. Right? Because look, I've bought myself a bunch of beavers, and I don't know where beavers is going to go to, but it's I've got faith that you'll take it somewhere. You know what I mean? I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, we don't have a roadmap because we've got all the utilities that we've come up with out, they're done. It's just a case of us linking it to the website and launching a token. But at the same time, we also, me and my business partner, we work, but everything that we have created has been based on puns. We come up with a pun, it's like, how do we turn this into something? And that's exactly how we...
Well, look, right, we'll be doing the same thing with tits and weed.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to ask. I was just going to say, like, I know your roadmap's empty, but do you, other than the NFT drops that you plan on doing at some point, do you guys have anything else in the roadmap that you haven't announced? I'm just looking at your bubble market.
I'll let you answer this one, Jesse, because I've been chatting enough tonight.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's in that road, but like moons and Lambos ought to be in our roadmap.
Yeah.
You've got moon. You've got moon in December.
Moon, yeah. Lambo.
Okay, that's it. So
and yachts to park Lambos on, of course.
I mean, I will go for a yacht because I don't want to. I would never sell an appreciating asset for a depreciating asset. So I will go for a yacht because I feel like I will get my money's worth, even if it does. Yeah, that's it. Even when it does depreciate in value, I've done a lot more than driving around the UK paying stupid petrol money in a fucking Lambo.
Yes, I mean, look. If I make it really big, I won't be getting a Lambo either.
No. I've got myself a Lambo. I'm going to drive to fucking Sheffield for the weekend.
I'll be getting a 4x4. I'll be getting a cheap 4x4 so I can still afford the fuel.
As I can't wait to drive. I can't wait to drive to Scunthorpe in my new Lambo. But when it comes to your,
Scunthorpe. That's a British site in Scunthorpe.
I mean, in terms of like realistic things, have you got anything in your roadmap that you plan to do, or is everything just winging it and seeing how?
Exactly, we're seeing where it goes.
I think that's the best idea. I mean, it's honestly a kind of breath of fresh air to see a Degen token not trying to promise all this fucking bullshit, because I mean, GameFi in general, I think GameFi is going to take a massive hit in this market, because anyone that's invested in most games, they're down right now. They've been down for a while because play to earn isn't sustainable yet. They're still trying to pasture it out, and then on the other time, you've got most games, especially like Degen plays at fair launch, they it's a side scroller. How you fucking know? Most people in crypto don't have enough time to play games as it is. No, I've got PS5 sitting there that hasn't been turned on for 5 months. I'm about 2 hours away from finishing Assassin's Creed. I haven't got time to be playing a fucking side scroller, and that's what loads of these type of projects promise. Like Q2, we're gonna have games.
The other side of that as well. The other side of that as well, right, is so like there's a project that I've been following, and they did really well. They were based off of a meme. They did really well. They got to like 900k market cap within like a couple days, and then they were working on a game. Now, it's in its testing phase.
Is this the one that's just migrated?
No.
Okay.
So they're in a testing phase for this game. But I'll tell you right now, their market cap is like 18k.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, well, that route isn't necessarily the best route, and maybe the best route is to see what the community wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. Like with these gaming tokens is, if you're a gamer, alright, it's play to earn and stuff. If you're the only way it's sustainable is if you're spending money. You can't just keep earning money by the game.
And
it's unsustainable.
You know as well that
the game that you worked on was,
it just creates sell pressure. If it's too profitable, which is the reason why people are likely going to want to play it, then you've got sell pressure. It's no different to farms and that kind of thing. I think the old school premise of holding a token and then that increases in value, it's still a good thing,
And real gamers, they're going to put time into it, or they're going to be, I consider myself a gamer. I mean, I've always been a gamer, and I haven't turned my PlayStation 5 on 5 months, 4 months, or whatever.
Oh wow!
I know it sits there collecting dust. I cleaned it today. I was like, fuck me, that's a lot of dust sitting on that.
I was more for online games like RuneScape back in the day. My God, I was hooked on that shit like relentlessly.
See, I spent from 18 to about 26 or 27 travelling. So I mean, that's why I missed crypto early. I missed a lot of MMOs and stuff. And now I just can't get into them.
I mean, like a lot of games just require too much time and energy, I think.
Fucking hell, Assassin's Creed. The only reason I've put 100 and something hours into it, and the only reason I've done that is because it's set in the UK and it's fucking accurate.
Oh, the game is the maps and stuff are like British maps, you mean?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed, like the actual PlayStation game or Xbox game, is set in the UK. You're a Viking that goes and tries to take over the UK. And I've learned a lot. Like, I live near Canterbury. I'm sure you've heard of Canterbury Cathedral, the Church of England's thingy. Canterbury's in there. And I'm running around Canterbury in this game, and there's like some Roman Colosseum, and I'm just roaming around going, this is fucking bullshit. There's not a lot. I go to Canterbury all the time because it's like the best place to get food, like street food. And I'm like, there's bullshit. There is no Roman cathedral in Canterbury. I googled it. There is a cathedral. a Colosseum in Canterbury, but it just happens to be in people's basements, because over time it's just dropped down or fallen apart, and everyone that lives in the city centre.
It's quite historically accurate then.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking hell. I mean, I've gone to Canterbury so many times, and I had no idea that they had a Roman amphitheatre or a Colosseum.
So you're gaming, but you're learning history then at the same time.
Yeah, well, that's what with all the Assassin's Creed. I mean, I've climbed up the White Cliffs of Dover, and I've done. It's a pretty cool game, but I just don't have the time. But right, I guess we've touched on everything. Like this AMA could have been, it could have been like a 10-minute AMA, but I've enjoyed it. Saturday night.
Yeah, same.
It's Saturday night. We've kept Jess occupied for her long ass drive to Madrid.
Yeah. I knew I'm the fucking hear it.
Don't forget, man. We've got a giveaway for best question as well.
Okay, so right, guys. I don't know what time zone people are in. I'm sure a couple of people in here are probably falling asleep. Just because of the time zones. But ask a question and you will receive, what was it, 0.1 BNB's worth of tokens?
Is that right, Jess? I'm not sure. Jess set this up with you, didn't she? I think
it's 0.1 BNB's worth of tokens.
Okay.
And there are stipulations to the rules. Jess made it, so let me just quickly have a look what the rules are. She hasn't clicked on the Tangela Hentai link yet, so have I even sent it to her real one, or have I sent it to her? Okay, yeah. So the stipulations are no bounty hunter questions, because I mean we all know they have a script, but I mean if you guys have got any questions at this point, because I feel like we've kind of gone over a hell of a lot of stuff, way more than I could think of. If anyone's got a question or a comment or recommendation, or just any insight into the project, I think we should consider adding you. I'll get a duck race up for anyone that has something to say.
All right.
Well, if there's some really good questions, Dan, as well, we can actually maybe throw in another point one.
Okay.
Hey, Dan.
Yep.
I got a question.
Awesome.
All right. It's basically about staking again. But it wasn't LP staking. It was. My question was: have you guys thought about having a staking system just with APYs on your token?
Okay, that's quite a new concept, isn't it? I've seen that kind of thing. What do you think, Jess? You're more technical than me on this kind of stuff.
My signal cut out. I'm fucking going down the map.
I mean, you've got you've got the supply for it.
The question, Jess, was: would we consider?
Tell me what the question was.
Yeah, do you want to repeat the question, please, if you don't mind?
Oh yeah, totally. It's are you guys thinking about considering having a staking portal that just with your own token, not an LP staking system, just a token staking system with your own APYs?
I mean, yeah. Again, like, it's not something that we're considering right now, and that's why we've got the reflections in the contract, because we feel like that's a fairer and an easier way to give rewards to people for holding the token, which is.
Oh, we've lost you.
So, I mean, what you've got to remember is that those rewards have got to come from somewhere. So it's like borrowing off Peter to pay Paul all the time. Not necessarily all that glitters is golden, if that makes sense. So yeah, I guess short answer, no, we're not considering that at the moment. Possibly in the future, but right now, no.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the total supply for it, just maybe not the liquidity to.
No, and that's the problem. Every time you're giving rewards away, you're giving away a part of the liquidity, because those rewards can be dumped, which increases sell pressure, which is not what we're looking for, really.
But
I mean, it comes.
I'm going to add to this. There are staking pools where you can stake tokens for, a set amount of time. Otherwise, there's like a 50%. What's it called? A punishment fee, and so it can actually help the project stick around longer, because everyone is staked for 60 days, which means there's no dumping on the chart.
I guess what my main concern with that would be, what happens at the end of the 60 days,
But not everybody will stake on the same day, so it's
and it's like,
I get it. If you did like you go on to like Brew Labs or whatever, 50. They have like 15% APR. It's not going to break the bank. If you've locked your tokens in for 2 months, it gives you time to develop more and market and stuff. And at 15% locked for 2 months, at the end of the day, they're probably going to earn $20-30 if they've got even 1% of the supply. It gives people an incentive. But yeah, I mean, I completely understand.
I mean, the other thing to consider is the development time for that as well. So it's all very well saying, yeah, we're going to do staking, but then that means that we're only a small team. So we do have some ideas that we've talked about already, that we're looking at, that we're quite interested in. To set the D app up, to do the staking and then be able to make those rewards is, I mean, it takes our time away from other things. We can only do so much. Just being really honest there.
Yeah, and obviously you've already done that, haven't you?
Yeah, and like I say, I mean, all that glitters is not necessarily gold. And to like how specific people in.
Oh, you're cutting in and out quite badly.
She's probably going into an area driving now.
Yeah.
Rubbish signal, I imagine. Oh, she's still talking though. She's still going. Are you with us, Jess?
They can hear me.
The signal's a bit
rubbish. You can't hear me, can you?
No, actually it's better now, much better now.
Yeah, sorry.
There we go, you're back. You're back.
Oh, okay. Okay, so really quickly on staking, the rewards have to come from somewhere. And it's all a balancing act. Sounds good on paper, but all that glitters is not necessarily gold. We feel like our contract is pretty good. We've got the reflections in there. That rewards people for holding, and that is ultimately what staking does. Staking, but a bit more simple, really.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of, yeah, I get it. I mean, if you was offering, I mean, I'm in a few low APR projects staking, and I mean, it does piss me off when I look and I'm like, I've been staking like 1% of the supply now for months, and I've earned like $30. But at the same time, it does benefit a project long term, or it can do. I mean, I've got one more. I've just come across another question that I've thought of. Is, do you have because I'm just looking at the wallet holders right now. Do you have a maximum wallet hold or a maximum buy?
No, there's no max.
Because I mean, I tend to get scared of anything above 3%. 3%, someone owning 3% of the supply, and you've got a few people there, but I don't know if they're team or what. But yeah, that's why I just wondered if you've got a max wallet set.
No, we didn't. We thought about it, and we didn't. And the reason that we didn't is because if we can get this to go viral and to really blow up, we want whales coming in. You know, I know people get, it's a free market, isn't it? And that's what we're dealing with here. So we don't want to inhibit that either, although that comes with a risk inherently, because big wallets can be dangerous. But on the flip side, big wallets can be really, really beneficial as well for tokens.
Yeah, of course. Also can, like, it's one of those catch-22, because you can look, and as an outsider you can look and be like, shit, this person's holding 4% of the supply, almost 5% of the supply. When you look at the big projects, those tend to be the whales, and if you've got a good supported network of whales, that are willing to hold the floor for you guys, then it's massively beneficial. But as an outsider looking in, it obviously is. It is scary because 4%. I mean, 4.8% sell right now.
I guess another thing to factor in, though. What I was going to say, Dan, is another thing to factor into that is, the people who are holding at the moment is because most of them have come with us from previous projects and holding for a long time. This is our new project, and there's quite a few different communities that have come together on this one because, we haven't worked with Brandon before, for example. He's got his own community and they're very supportive. And, not only are they willing to hold the floor, but, these are also people that are going out spreading the word. I can see there's a few names in here that I can see now, that when I click on a group, I'll see them talking about our project. And they're not getting paid for this. They want to do it. They want to help us succeed. And I think, I've got if somebody wants to go, get some big wallets and stuff and help us push it, I don't see that as necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, if you're going to look on all the different wallets and stuff, I think, if you're not familiar with what's going on, perhaps it could be a bit scary because obviously, potential of them. But
in projects I've worked in, when I see someone with 4% supply, I've often asked, we've whitelisted them and said, like, can you, whitelisted transfer tax. It's like, can you separate into a second wallet just so it doesn't look so scary? I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in doing.
We've always said that actually, and I haven't looked recently. To see what's going on there, but that's no problem. I can get that fixed like tonight. That's fine. I mean, if anyone's listening who's got some big wallets over there, just break it up a bit if you can, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's just something that I've tended to do. It's like, can you just separate it so it doesn't look so scary.
I would Ivan, Dan, have you got BSC scan open at the moment? Can you see? Yeah, how many wallets are there that we're talking about that hold more than 3%?
All right, let me go back to it. So I'm actually into your contract now. So let me go back to holders. You have someone at 5%, which I assume is marketing wallet. Then you got one at 4.
Yeah, that'd be my time.
Then you have 4.8, 4.8, 3.9, 3.5, 3.2, 2.6. So it's not many, but it only takes one person to dump 4.8% of the supply, and it stays in the back of the mind. So if you reached out to those,
a lot of those wallets as well are probably people on the team.
That was my initial thought, to be honest. But when I'm looking at the wallets, they're new wallets as well, and they're actually only holding. Oh, hold up, they're there. My bad. No, they're not old wallets. New wallets, 1,000 transactions. But basically they're just holding your token and a bunch of the shitty airdrops. But it's something MRD is definitely worth looking into. It's always a thing that I look at.
Yeah, what I would say on that is that we're 4 or 5 days old as a project from deployment, and what we're doing at the moment is bootstrapping. So what you're saying there, none of those wallets, like when you look at the actual BNB value, not really that much.
Yeah, it's probably a couple $100 at this time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something to be considered. But granted, yeah, I get it. But it's kind of where we're at a low market cap. You know, we're sitting. I haven't checked, but
you're sitting at 10k now.
10k. Well, successful AMA then, for sure. Because we've gone up in value. So that's amazing.
Yeah, you've actually got that. I don't know if it's the price of being. I don't know. Let's just double check that. Before I take credit for it, the price of being big.
Yeah, because everybody's seen your pretty face, Dan. That's what it is.
Yeah, and a mighty beard as well, I must say.
Oh, this is trimmed. Yeah. I went and had a professional trim. I had a date last week that longed me off. So I went and had a professional trim.
Yeah, you said it was a girl that you fancied from school, wasn't it?
Well, I say fancied, I mean, that's the wrong word, because she was a psycho that had no friends, but she's incredibly hot. And I think I was a 10. Because I was like, I mean, this sounds really like douchey, but I was the popular kid in school. So all these girls that were, that weren't popular, I think I'm like a conquest now, and I think was a conquest where she didn't need to go all the way. She just needed to know that she could. That was enough for her.
I get it.
Line and sinker, it works. But I mean, I'm not going to lie. Even though she treated me like a mug. If she messaged me right now, I'll be right there in the shop. I've got no shame.
Yeah.
Anyway. I mean, she's incredibly hot. She would be. She looks like Elizabeth Olsen.
But the thing is, mate, as I've been there, and it's not necessarily always the best thing. If you want to actually be with someone, it don't matter how hot they are. Trust me, I've been with some really hot girls, but when it comes down to it, you just want something that feels good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but she's got the crazy factor as well. I remember why she didn't have any friends in school. Anyway, right, digress massively. Okay, we've got some questions in the chat. Let me read those out because we've digressed when people are making money. This is her first time. Oh, Robin, I love you, Robin. This is her first time ever asking a question, and she's in every AMA. And actually, before I asked this question, you were saying that, like these holders are, they're working hard for their bags and stuff. I mean, this AMA was announced earlier today, and you guys came at it hard. I mean, all day long it's been this AMA. I've had pictures of cat girls posted all day long, so I mean, they are working hard. But right, question from Robin now is, where do you see this project 6 months from now?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, the way I see it, we're a tiny micro cap, and we're out here grinding, you know what I mean? And I guess the goal that for me that I really want to achieve is a really, really high market cap. That's my biggest goll here, and I'm going to do everything in my power to achieve that. You know what I mean? So whatever path we take, that's the goal for me. I don't know if you want to answer that as well, Jess, in your own way. Oh, she's still driving, bad signal. But yeah, I mean, and the other side of it as well for me is the community. I want to, at the same time as I really want to take off, but I also want to keep the community in a way that is like family, you know what I mean? Because I see it with some projects and it's like,
you get a starting community that's really solid, and everyone really gets on, and and then when the market cap grows, it's like the chat changes. You know what I mean? And I just want to keep it chill, but also. Yeah, I'm looking for big things, and I want to get a lot of people on board.
I get that. I mean, I'm not gonna, things might not come out of this, but we've got our own group opened up today, and we see if we can work together in some way.
Yeah.
I don't want, to say like. Yeah, things might not work out between us in terms of, visions and stuff, but I just want to say that there are talks. There hasn't been talks at the moment because I fell asleep as soon as it opened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to throw that out there that, you guys are open to partnerships and that. So, okay, I'm going to add Rob into the duck race. So far, this is a very small duck race. Come on, any more questions? Someone must have one.
Hello?
What I'd say as well, Dan, is I'd really suggest one question as well, the previous one, because she was driving and she didn't get a chance to answer that. But I'd like to hear as well what she'd have to say on that one. Really,
Yeah, I got what? Hold on, we got somebody asking a question. Ask a question. I'm just driving along a little tiny.
That's fine. There's a new question.
There's a new question, is there? Okay, yeah. Who was it, Mr. C?
Yeah, hello?
Hello.
Am I audible? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, I really like this project name, StonerCatgirl. I think it's really bullish. I've been on this AMA for hours now. It's 2 a.m.
Wow.
I enjoy this AMA. Well, my question is, will there be passive income on this project? Can holders get passive income, and it's going to pay out on the token or in another?
Yeah, so in our contract at the moment, you get 1% reflections in our native, in our token. So yeah, so if you just hold it, your bag will grow, and obviously if the price goes up as well, then it'll grow in that way. So yeah, the longer you hold, the more your bag will stack up anyway.
Yes. So I don't know.
The more you hold, the more.
Yeah, the larger amount you hold as well, the more you'll get. Because it's proportionate to the total supply.
Do you have a separate wallet, separate dashboard for this rewards, or is it going to be into your own token?
It's just in the contract. Yeah, you already get those reflections now.
Okay. And instant withdrawal doesn't cost any penalty or fees for that, right? There a lock period towards it. Can I just withdraw it at any time?
If you just hold the token. Wait, what was it about the fees, did you say?
I was asking, could it be withdrawn at any time? Like, is there a penalty for instant withdrawal?
Yeah, you can buy it and you can sell it whenever. There's no fee. Obviously, there is a buy and a sell tax, which is 6% to when you buy, and I think off the top of my head it's 10. Yeah, 6 and 10. So
but that's kind of standard with any token. It's quite low tax as well. But no, there's no fee for the reflection because you get that anyway.
Yeah, I was able to withdraw to get out the reflection. I did it that like they lost it.
Oh wait, look, I tell you what. Let me get the tokenomics and post them in the chat.
Tokenomics, 6% by 8%.
Yeah, 1 second.
I'm so
There we are. So yeah, so we've got can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, somebody said in the chat they couldn't hear Dan. Alright, so yeah, so buy tax, 1% in reflections, 2% goes back to liquidity, the team gets 1% and then 2% for marketing, and then on the sell tax, a lot more of that then goes to marketing. So yeah, I mean that's I guess.
So nobody can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I've got messages saying can't hear me. I thought that was because I was sharing my screen. So who else?
Can I ask my final question?
How much weed y'all smoke a day?
Fair bit, man. I've been smoking on the UK. I got my big ass rolling box here.
How much weed does it
I'm
take to
16
create
years
this kind of
sober.
genius?
A lot. I smoked a lot of weed back in the day. I smoked enough from that over fucking 10 lifetimes.
Well, it's StonerCatgirl, you know what I mean? So like,
Can I ask a question about the community?
I mean, the more questions you ask, you don't get multiple entries into the race, but
alright, look, if anyone's got any more questions anyway, you're welcome to stop by our chat anytime. And, we're always happy to chat anyway.
I was just really quick wondering if you've used any of the marketing budget yet.
Yes, we have used a small amount. I think it was like 0.4 BNB or 0.5 BNB. And then what I actually got out of that was it was like 3 pinned posts in different call channels, but also a Bobby Buy bot was added to the lounge as well, and that actually did really well at the beginning as well, because a lot of people came over then, added more call channels for us and all that kind of thing, and yeah, we got quite a lot out of that. So, but we've got like 4.2 left to play with, so we've been quite sensible with it, I think.
Cool, I appreciate it.
Casper's asked a question that, I mean, you've already answered multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
What's the benefit of holding the
I'm at the rave.
Oh, you're at the rave?
Yeah.
I'm
just trying to work out how to get into the fucking field.
I love that minute.
All right,
when you
Jess.
get close, you can just hear the boom, boom,
Jess.
boom.
Can you hear us and everything though?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear everything.
But do you want to just run off and party? Or do you want to stay for the duck race?
No, I'm going to stay for the duck race, but you might have to put up with me in the fucking rave.
Oh, you go? Alright.
So yeah, Casper has asked, what's the benefit of holding the token long term?
Okay. Well, I guess the benefit that you'd receive for holding it long term would be those reflections stacking up. And, you know, I mean, if you buy it now, the price is really low. Your bag's going to increase a lot in value. And I mean, you know, if you hold long term, you can be in our community long term and hang out with all the guys and everything, and you know, there's that aspect of it as well. So, and you know, the community involvement and stuff, you're not going to want to do that unless you're holding long term, right? So, I guess that's another aspect of it as well.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to post the chart into the chat and explain it. So,
Dan, I need to add as well, Dan. We've actually got a pretty decent buy competition on at the minute. Let me post it in the chat. And it ends tomorrow. So anybody who's in on this AMA, if you jump over and get involved in this buy competition, you know, there's not a lot of big buys to compete with at the minute. So you can win yourself some free B&B there.
Okay,
You have to hold for 48 hours, though, don't you?
48 hours, yeah.
So you should.
Well, yeah, you know, because if we're going to give you B&B and then you go and dump your bag, well, what good is that for the project, right? So,
well, I was just wondering, like, for somebody that was looking to buy in right now, they wouldn't qualify, correct?
No, because the buy competition isn't for people who haven't bought. Anybody can buy in now, and if you hold it for 48 hours, then you can win, because and also if a bigger buy comes in, we're going to extend it. I think it was 30 minutes. Just so that people aren't sniping the last bit, and then, you know, it could run on for a long time. But then the other thing is, if that were to happen, we'd also give a lot bigger rewards as a result of that. So let me post it in the chat.
Right, yeah, I guess the way I read it was wrong. Like, I thought that it ended tomorrow, so if I bought in today, I wouldn't qualify because I wasn't holding for 48 hours.
No, you can. Maybe we should put an edit then somehow on the text.
Oh yeah, because it says biggest qualifiers buys and decided Sunday the 15th. So I would personally add qualifying buys ends Sunday the 15th and decided on the 17th.
Aha, perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, that would. And I've posted the chart for everyone. You know, like, I mean, this is BSC. We all know. You know, you can see it going up. It's getting higher highs at the beginning, like most low market caps. Then we've got the fucking shit show of the market, and I mean, if you bought in early, most people.
You know what, that time when that dump happened, Dan? That time that dump happened, right, from the high, B&B went to like $200.
And everyone's playing that video just been played.
Jess is out raving. Hello.
Oh, that's like, what it is.
Yeah, she's there. She's raving.
Okay, fair play.
She's just gone to start raving. Like, that's Jess.
Yeah. So you see that dump it's an unfortunate time, because that's when the market dumped, and at the same time, you know, if you're buying in at 5k market cap and you reach 40k market cap, you've got the problem of the market dumping.
People want to get that money, don't they? You've got money.
you've got profit taking and also fear in the market where they're selling their tokens to put into stable coins. But then
I tell you what, a lot of people, Dan, have been pulling out to put into Luna. That's been an issue.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Luna's dead now, isn't it?
I don't know what's going on with that at the minute.
I don't know. I want to say that it's just died. No, it's not. It's still going. It's still
doubled my money earlier today off of it.
Yeah, no, it's still 300. I fucking bought the wrong one, didn't I? I bought the fucking Crow one. But yeah, if you look at the chart, you see now you're on an upswing. Now the market's kind of balancing out, and we seem to be sideways.
We're on the way up, sure.
You're on your way up. It's because the LP and the market cap is literally like 45% LP to the market cap. That upswing's going to be a slow grind, but at the same time, it's not going anywhere. I can't see B&B dipping too much lower than where it's at now. I mean, it might dip a little bit lower, but I think Luna in the long run has actually fucking helped the bear market.
People will have a lot more money to play with.
Yeah, that's it.
On one hand, but then obviously there's everyone got wrecked, but.
Yeah, I know, but now there's a lot of fresh money coming in.
Both the cause and the help of the bear market.
That's exactly it, and it's also proved that, resilience is, a coin can die, and all of a sudden, shit goes fucking pear-shaped.
Yeah.
And then within a day, everyone's making thousands of dollars. So it's, if that's not something that's going to turn a bet. Do I think a bear market is coming? Fuck yeah. Do I think it's coming this year? 100%. But at this current moment in time, the fact that a coin can die and then all of a sudden make people rich in a matter of hours is, like how Safe Moon and Feg and things like that in February, May last year brought tons and tons of people back into crypto. You know, like people I know that aren't even in crypto have been reading about Luna, and the minute the news and everything is saying like how much money people are making, and they flip the news on the head, it's going to bring a lot of fresh money into it. But yeah, as you see now, like you've gone through the little dip, and you're currently on your way to making bigger highs. And
well, I think without chart, the all-time high at the time was like 48k market cap, because the B&B price was so low at that time. So for us to be able to overtake that market cap would be so easy at this point. And then our chart will just look bullish as fuck,
your chart right now it's a good looking chart, because people want to see. A lot of people want to see those, cheats are out, market conditions have done their thing. You fucking survived a Degen fair launch in possibly the hardest time to have ever survived a fair launch Degen play.
Yeah, there's people still with us.
You survived, and you're on an upturn. And I've got to say, as I said earlier, that this community has been spammed non-stop with cat girls all day long.
Yeah, so, I believe it.
So, it's in my opinion.
Honestly, right, the community support has been crazy. Like, these guys are out, posting in all the chill groups, like, non-stop, like, off of their own back. We're not paying them for this. They're just doing it. Twitter and everything, and it's blown me away, to be honest. Because these guys don't have to do anything. They can just go and sell their bag and whatever, or they can take it from the point of view where most people tend to, in a lot of projects that I've been involved with, they just sit on their bag and hope that, you know, the other people all go and just splash all the marketing money, and all of a sudden it goes boom, right? But yeah, it's brilliant. Really, really cool to see.
It really is, and to have such a strong liquidity to market cap ratio in a time of need like this is, yeah. I mean, it's fucking impressive for a Degen play. It really is. Just go rave.
Yeah, one last thing I want to say, right? 100x is coming.
Okay. All right. So, Nigel, get away from my arts and crafts.
Fucking Nigel, look, I'm gonna go. Guys, thank you all